Hello everyone, and welcome to Kindy Rockstars. This is the show that gives you the stories behind the songs from some of the best bands and singers that are making fun, informative, educational, catchy, and occasionally silly songs for children and families. I'm your host, Patrick Adams, and each episode of Kindy Rockstars will feature an artist and a featured song. So let's get to this week's show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Kindy Rockstars. We have some returning guests to the show. We have Marla and Amy, better known as Brighter Light Brigade. And before we get into this interview, go check out their episode from season 1, where we featured their song "Kindness is King." It's season 1, episode 27. With that being said, welcome back to the show.
Oh, we're so excited to be here. Yeah.
All right. We'll be featuring a couple different EPs today. And feature 5 songs total from those. But before we get into that, what have you guys been up to since the last time we talked?
Gosh, well, we have written a bunch of songs. I can't remember what we talked about in that first one in regards to the songs we've written, but since then we wrote a bunch of songs, went up to Hudson Valley, New York to record them with Dean Jones. Some of them were not written when we arrived, but we managed to finish them that week. And it just really was an incredible time. Both me and Marla did not have our families with us, and as it turned out, Dean's family was also on vacation. And so it really felt like, I don't know, just the special kind of freedom that you don't typically have, and it was really magical in that way. We kind of likened it to going to summer camp and just focusing on the music. So, and then we did all the mixing and mastering, and now Feel It All, the first of the 2 EPs is out, and Traveling Together, the second EP, will be released next month, and it just is so exciting to have these songs out in the world now.
Excellent. What about you, Marla?
Well, it's been really a journey. You know, Kindness is King was this project from a songwriting class, and the response was just really positive and incredible, and people were asking us, what else are you going to write? And so we put our heads together, and it's been really exciting. I think, beyond the music side, we've just been trying to survive in the pandemic and be moms and work and manage a lot of other things. But it's been really, really fun to work on these 2 EPs together and to get our music out in the world.
Yep, no, I completely get it. And as life goes on, you got to find time to make all this other fun stuff happen. So, all right. Well, we're going to feature 2 EPs like we talked about. So you mentioned the first one, Feel It All. So talk a little bit about this EP as a whole, what kind of inspired it, and then we'll get into a couple of songs from that one.
Yeah, so when we first had our collection of songs, we weren't quite sure if we wanted to release them as one whole body of work on one album versus maybe splitting them up into EPs. But since we had these 2 summer, centered around summer and the end of summer singles, See You in the Summertime and Goodbye Summer, it kind of made sense to have them as 2 EPs and those 2 songs be the bookends to the EPs. So Feel It All kicks off with See You in the Summertime, which was inspired by the pandemic, honestly, just not getting to see the people that you would typically see during the summertime. And then as things started to open, getting to see them for a lot of us, like the first time in quite a long time. But then also thinking about summertime as just this really nostalgic and special time when you only see those certain people during the summertime because they're vacation, family or friends that you visit during that long stretch of, not being in school. So that's kind of how that ended up being 2 EPs. But really with Marla and I being in the mental health professional field, we really wanted to center these songs around emotional and social awareness. And I think that's where Kindness is King was inspired from. And we've kind of wanted to continue in that vein, since that's what we know best and want to cultivate in our families, and hope to inspire other families to cultivate as well.
Very good.
Each of the songs on that first EP, Feel It All, are intended to kind of highlight a different emotional experience or a different feeling. And so that's how we chose the title Feel It All, which is the name of one of the songs, but we felt like it really kind of highlighted what's on that EP.
All right. Well, we got 2 songs from Feel It All. So the first one we can talk about here is called Fire Inside. So tell us a little bit about this one.
Yeah, so again, I feel like the pandemic was just so ripe for songwriting because a lot of us were isolated at home and had a lot of time on our hands. And this particular song was inspired by an Instagram post that I saw by a music therapist. Her name's Amyliza. And this post was specifically about our inner flame that, that we have, and how it's our job to tend to it. And sometimes it may be at full blaze, sometimes it may be just a little flicker, but really it's our job to keep that fire going. And so I was just so inspired by the post because I was going through some things personally where I was feeling my light starting to dim, and it just really, like, pun intended, like lit a fire inside of me to cultivate that in myself. But also I have a young son who is, his personality is starting to emerge, and he has this really fun, quirky personality that I know, because of the world we live in, is going to be hard to keep going because of societal expectations and that sort of thing. And so I also wrote it from the perspective of a parent, and kind of cheerleading him on to keep up, keep his personality and the things that he loves intact. But then in the groups I was in, I was reading Braiding Sweetgrass, written by Robin Wall Kimmerer, in a book club, and she has a chapter on the fire keepers. And so I was just seeing all these signs around me, which was like, I don't know, I felt like were synchronicities that this song also should be on the album. So for me, it's like started off as an anthem for myself, but then also for my son, and really just for everybody, because we all have that inside, and sometimes need reminders to tend to it and keep it ablaze.
All right. Well, let's play it. Here it is. Fire Inside by Brighter Light Brigade.
You may not know that you are a light, even before you came into my life. And now I see it shines so bright, the beauty of your own fire inside. That special spark inside of you shows you what you love to do, and the people who bring warmth and joy. Don't ever hide its dazzling flame, it always shows you where to aim, connects you to your own unique design. There's a fire inside, there's a fire inside, there's a fire inside. Sometimes your days might go amiss, things get hard and you just wanna quit, and you may feel your light dim. It's when you go inward and imagine that special spark inside of you shows you what you love to do, and the people who bring you warmth and joy. Don't ever hide its dazzling flame, it always shows you where to aim, connects you to your own unique design. There's a fire inside, there's a fire inside, there's a fire inside. Tend to your fire and care for its flame. You are its keeper, so keep it ablaze. That special spark inside of you, it shows you what you love to do, and the people who bring you warmth and joy. Don't ever hide its dazzling flame. It always shows you where to aim, connects you to your own unique design. There's a fire inside. There's a fire inside. There's a fire inside.
All right, that was Fire Inside. All right, the next song from Feel It All is called Pancakes on Sunday Morning. That sounds delicious. So let's talk about this one.
So this song is one of those songs that was really not quite done by the time we got to New York to record. And during the summer that we were recording last summer, my family unexpectedly moved closer to my parents in Maryland. And we were very worried about them in the pandemic. And they had lived in Chicago near us for a long time, but had left when my son was 5. And he was so sad when they left. And so we were really looking forward to this move to be closer to them, even though it was very stressful. And my son, by that point, he was 12 and had all his friends, and it was really hard. And so we were talking about what would be so great about being with my parents again, who he adores. And he loves my mother's pancakes. And whenever he would get to spend the weekend with them, he would make these delicious pancakes that I could somehow not replicate, although maybe I shouldn't reveal in public, but I think they are from a box mix. But and I was on the plane, and I was just thinking about having to leave my family behind, like Amy was saying, and while that was freeing, we were in the middle of this move, and really it was very hard to think about leaving our roots in Chicago. And I was just thinking about the traditions that we would be building and how important it was for us to bond with my family. And that song is really about those family traditions that get passed on from generation to generation, the recipes that you learn from the earlier generation, and that feeling of togetherness and family, getting together for a meal, and everyone telling their stories and sharing their stories. So that's really what that song was about. And it's a really fun song. It's kind of a bluesy song, but it really meant a lot to me at the time in terms of reuniting with my family and taking up those traditions again.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know how this is with everybody, but I think there's a dish or dishes that your mother may have made when you were growing up that you'll always want if they're around.
Oh, yes.
My mom just moved to Las Vegas, so it's Cornish pasty for me. So I gotta get her to make that and then show us how she makes it so we can carry it on. So, but let's play this song. Here it is, Pancakes on Sunday Morning by Brighter Light Brigade.
Sunday morning, pancakes on Sunday morning, pancakes on Sunday morning, wanna eat them with you, yeah, you. Sunday is the best day for waking up late, smelling that sweetness about to hit my plate. How I love your recipe, someday you'll pass it down to me, then I'll be the one making those pancakes on Sunday morning, pancakes on Sunday morning, pancakes on Sunday morning, wanna eat them with you, yeah, you. Dream about them all week, it's such a special time, no rushing round the neighborhood or standing in a line. Gather around the table, get a word in if you're able, telling our stories and saying how much we love those pancakes on Sunday morning, pancakes on Sunday morning, pancakes on Sunday morning, wanna eat them with you, yeah, you. Strawberry, blueberry, huckleberry,
And that was Pancakes on Sunday Morning. All right, we're going to switch gears now and talk about the other EP, which is about a topic near and dear to my heart. It's called Traveling Together. I just did an entire album of travel songs, so I love this as a children's music topic. But talk a little bit about how this one came together and why you chose the songs you did for this one.
Yeah, so as I said earlier, when we made the decision to separate this collection of songs into 2 EPs, Goodbye Summer seemed to be the bookend. But this Traveling Together song, we felt like was really such a good metaphor for life. This was also a song that was not written while driving up to New York. I will say, so this song actually is a song that my husband had written, and it has some very just sad and one of those life experiences that is really hard to deal with. My husband and I had a miscarriage, and this was a song that he had written from that experience. And when we recorded it with our producer, Bess Rogers, while she and her husband were mixing it, they had I think he was 3 years old at the time, their son. He just really loved the song. And she kind of jokingly said, "Have you guys ever thought about rewriting this as a kid's song? Because my son loves it." Just putting that out there. And so that had always kind of been in the back of my mind. But I think because of the subject matter of it, it was just so hard for my husband and I to think about it as a family song. So we just kind of left it on the table. It was something that I was going to bring up to New York to maybe try to flesh out, but it really was not written. And then as fate would have it, I feel like fate sometimes steps in and just has a hand in kind of showing you the way. But when I was driving up to New York, I had to get an oil change in East Tennessee. And when I was getting the oil change, they said, "Do you know that you need some new tires? Because you need some new tires, and I wouldn't go any farther until you get some new tires." So I went to, this was like a Sunday morning, and thankfully there was a place that was still open. And I unexpectedly had to wait for 3 hours to get my tire fixed. And so I said, well, let me sit down and try to figure out this song. So I just kind of walked off into this like grassy area and sat down in the field, and I had my rhyming dictionary, and in that 3 hours I rewrote the lyrics to Traveling Together. And again, it's kind of I was approaching it from the angle of the opposite side of the miscarriage. So now we have this baby, and what do we want to wish for it? And it just came out so beautifully. Like Marla and I, our roots, when we didn't have a kids band, we just loved singing 3-part harmonies together. So it feels like very much in that spirit of the music we used to make. My husband is also on it, who was also in that band. And so it just feels very much like that time in the early 2000s of us playing together as like 20, 30 somethings. And but you know, it's just, when we were thinking about it, it just seemed like because of the themes of Feel It All and then the themes of, again, Traveling Together, that while these songs are rooted in our own personal experiences, they really do extend to the macro. And our intent is that, you know, they help other families figure out how to navigate life, and that we all are in this together. It's just that kind of community, like common humanity kind of thing. And we really do want and our intent for our music to be something that's out in the community to help community building. So yeah, that's Traveling Together, I guess.
All right, well, let's check this song out. Here it is, Traveling Together by Brighter Light Brigade.
It was us two traveling together, it was us two. Then came news, a little baby's coming, and then came news. Thought of you, knit a little sweater, our lives a little better. future for us. We'll sing a joyful chorus, your constant crew. Stay true to the fire in your heart. The fire in your heart, always stay true. Traveling together, 1 + 2.
And that was Traveling Together. All right, the next song from this EP is called Favorite Song. So tell us a little bit about this one.
So I could say a few words about this song, which was another song that was not quite written. And, I had, as we were working on these songs and we would, play bits for each other and work on them together. One thing that is true about playing music with Amy is I always get songs she has written stuck in my head. And sometimes when we sing together, I will forget to come in and sing my part because I'm just so enthralled with hearing her sing just these gorgeous melodies. And so I was thinking about just how that feels, how it is when you get a song in your head that can really change your mood. It can, if you're having a wonderful day and you hear a joyful song, it can really boost your mood or really kind of highlight the day. Or when you're having a hard day, hearing a song that really resonates with you can really make a difference. And, as a mental health professional, I've done some work with clients where we've identified kind of a theme song for them. And they'll play that song at certain moments when they want to feel a certain way. And it can be really powerful. And so I was thinking about songs getting stuck in your head. And this song really kind of came from that. The intent was sort of to have the song be really repetitive in a way that, it does kind of, have an earworm sort of quality. So I don't know that it's achieved that effect, but that was really our kind of intent with that song.
Yeah, and I wanted to add too, there's a line in that song that just, as now that I'm an adult, really resonated with me. It's the line that's, I don't even know what this song is about. And I think back to when I was a kid and like all my favorite songs that were, written for adults and were way over my head. And I just didn't know what they were about, but I still love them so much. And then the other thing I wanted to add was at the end of the song, Dean just had us grab random percussion instruments off of this wall of instruments that he had, and he was like, let's just have a party. And I feel like that's such a big I don't know, like a hallmark of Dean's approach to recording. It's just so fun. It felt like play. I love that there's a part in this towards the end where you can hear he says honk it, and I have this like old horn, and then I honk it and we just bust out laughing. And I love that made that into the song because that just is so, I think, just a snapshot of what that experience was like. So it makes me so happy when I listen to this song, but especially the end, because we really were just playing.
Sounds like a really fun experience.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's check this one out. It's called Favorite Song, Brighter Light Brigade.
I hear my favorite song, my favorite song. I hear my favorite song, my favorite song. In my head I'm singing it all the whole day long. It's my favorite song, my favorite song. First thing that wakes me up and stirs me from my bed, I hear that melody and it's already in my head. It's the soundtrack of my day, and it has a special way of cheering me up and cheering me on again and again and again. I hear my favorite song, my favorite song. I hear my favorite song, my favorite song. In my head I'm singing it all the whole day long. It's my favorite song, my favorite song. What you're saying I can't hear, the noise is all drowned out. singing that chorus hook. I don't even know what the song is about. Snap my fingers, keep in time, singing harmony when it rhymes. Keep me from hurrying, keep me from worrying, looking up at the bright sunshine. My favorite song, my favorite song. I hear my favorite song, my favorite song. In my head I'm singing it all the whole day long. My favorite song, my favorite song. In my head I'm singing it all the whole day long. It's my favorite song, my favorite song. Everybody, it's my favorite song, my favorite song. My favorite song, my favorite song. In my head I'm singing it all the whole day long. My favorite song, my favorite song. My favorite song, my favorite song. My favorite song, my favorite song. My favorite song, my favorite song.
And that was favorite song. All right, last song we're going to feature today is called Goodbye Summer. So talk about this one.
So Amy had talked a little bit about See You in the Summertime, which is on Feel It All, which is a really kind of joyful song about reuniting with people you love in the summer. And we had, that song had not come about yet. And we were thinking about, we'd really love for this music to come out in the summer, and we should have a song about summer. And so the two of us kind of thought. And, I'd written some things down, and we just, we hadn't yet gotten in a place where we felt like we had sort of captured what that song would be about. And I was sitting one day and I was just thinking about, a big part of summer is that part where, it's actually kind of ending. And, the leaves start to change again, and people are thinking about going back to school. And it's such a moment in time, right? It's something you look forward to all year. And it comes, and in Chicago, people live for the summer. The
Yes.
summer is so beautiful. And, people just take advantage. Everybody's out on their bike. And, they know in a few months they'll be, covered in, fleece coats again. But, for now, we're going to really enjoy our moment. And so this song is about kind of that idea that, we're going to love summer while it's here. And then, we're going to make it through the year and look forward to it again. And we're still going to be in the moment. We're going to light our fires and, watch the leaves change and feel the spring breeze, right? But we always will know, that summer's coming, and it's such a special time. And this song made sense too to be on the second EP, as it's coming out closer to school time, and, kids kind of thinking about, all right, our summer's ending, we've got to get ready to sort of get back to work. But so that's what that song is about. It's really a love song to summer in a way.
Yeah, and as of the date that we're recording this, I think we're almost kind of there. Although
Yeah.
in Las Vegas,
Yeah.
it's going to stretch on for another couple of months. But for most other parts of the country, it's their kids are back in school, and it's going to turn to
Yeah.
fall and all that stuff. So
I've got some leaves falling in my front yard, so I noticed yesterday.
all right,
Definitely
let's play this one, and let's say goodbye to summer for now. Here it is, Goodbye Summer by Brighter Light Brigade.
This is a summer song about when days were long. The sun came every day, and I reveled in the feel of its embrace. A playful, restful time, freedom so flowers on the tree, scenic display. Say goodbye to summer. Say goodbye to lazy days. Say goodbye to summer. I'll miss your sunny rays. Now it's a cloudy day. Above me, fluffy gray. The wind is crispy cold, and I long now for your warm and easy way. Say goodbye to summer. Say goodbye to lazy days. Say goodbye to summer. I'll miss your sunny rays. Make a fire, come cuddle around. Falling snow all over town. We're dreaming of the sun. Wait for it to come to bring a soothing breeze. Say hello to summer. Say goodbye to chilly days. Oh, say hello to summer, as long as it will stay. Say hello to summer. Say hello to lazy days. Oh, say hello to summer. I love those summer days. I love those summer days. I love those summer days.
And that was Goodbye Summer. So those are the song features from Feel It All and Traveling Together EPs. So Amy and Marla, let people know where can they stream, download, buy that album, and how they can connect with you guys on social media.
Yeah, so our albums, 8 Pound Gorilla Records is digitally distributing the albums, and so wherever you listen to music, your favorite digital streaming platform, it's probably there. If you still buy CDs, we do have CDs available on our website. I know I personally was somebody who loved to read the liner notes and see those thank yous and just have that physical object in my hand. And the artwork is so beautifully done by Heather Mulder, aka Lordy Mercy. I feel like she understands our music and is able to translate it into art, and it's just, we're so happy with the art that she made for these albums. What else? Our website is Team Brighter Light Brigade, and we'll be playing at Pilgrimage Festival, which is just outside of Nashville, later this month, and that's super exciting for us. Marla, am I missing anything? I feel like there's so much stuff.
Yeah, no, I think you've hit it all. That people are in Nashville and they want to come see us at Pilgrimage. We'd love to see you. I think you've hit it all.
Awesome. Well, thank you both so much for coming back on the show. Best of luck with both of these EPs and your upcoming performances. And I look forward to talking to you again soon.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you
so much
so
for
much.
having
Thanks
us.
for having us.
All right. Take care.